Hello and welcome to a new edition of Nile Magazine. As always, we'll have for you our regular segments in this episode: the Story of the Week segment, the Cultural segment, the Memory segment, and much more. So please stay with us. Do not go away. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Nile Magazine, where we will be featuring the atmosphere of Eid al-Fitr festivities in Egypt. Eid al-Fitr, or the Lesser Bayram, is the first day of Shawwal, where Muslims celebrate by breaking their fast after the holy month of Ramadan. Muslims throughout the course of history have been celebrating Eid al-Fitr, where it is prohibited to fast, since the second year of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's hijrah to Al-Medina from Mecca. Muslims gather in mosques and open fields to celebrate Eid al-Fitr by praising and thanking God through their chants, "God is greatest," or "Allahu Akbar," and "To God is our thanks, walillahi alhamd." They also perform Eid prayers, which is a sure sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And they start their prayers as soon as the sun rises. The prayer consists of 2 rak'ahs. In the first, there are 7 takbirat, or the saying of Allahu Akbar 7 times, while in the second rak'ah comes 5 takbirat, or the saying of Allahu Akbar 5 times. Then comes a religious lecture or a sermon divided into 2 parts, where in the first part it is a sunnah for the imam to lead 9 takbirats, and in the second 7 takbirat. It is also a sunnah for worshippers to go to the prayer as early as they can after performing al-subh prayer. After Eid prayers, Egyptians have had the tradition to go to public gardens and parks wearing their best clothes and their sweetest perfumes. It is also a sunnah and a tradition to visit relatives, neighbors, and friends, and to exchange gifts during Eid, while a long-standing Egyptian custom has been to eat kahk, or sweet cakes, during Eid.
تجمع شمل قريب وبعيد سعدنا بيها بيخليها ذكرى جميلة لبعد العيد. غنوا معايا غنوا، قولوا ورايا قولوا، غنوا معايا غنوا، قولوا ورايا قولوا. كتر يا رب في أعيادنا وافرح فيها البركة وزيد. جانا العيد أهو جانا العيد، جانا العيد أهو جانا العيد.
Safa.
In our cultural segments for this edition of Nile Magazine, dear viewers, we highlight some of the activities of the Cairo Opera House during the month of Ramadan. As this Ramadan, the Cairo Opera House was able to conduct no less than 25 concerts with the participation of many Arab, Muslim, and friendly countries such as Palestine, Pakistan, the Philippines, and others. Many famous singers took the stage of the Cairo Opera House in Ramadan, including Muhammad Munir, Midhat Saleh, Dina El Wadidi, and others.
صارت رمضان في مسرح النافورة بدأناها.
Thank God, we succeeded in presenting many impressive concerts during Ramadan, and we were able to draw a large audience despite the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, as we strictly applied social distancing and other precautionary measures, including the wearing of masks, to keep our audience safe and happy.
مسرح في الهواء الطلق اوبن اير ومعمول مخصوص للصيف وعشان يتم فيه الاجراءات الاحترازيه بشكل دقيق وبشكل كبير وامن يعني.
المقصد الجامع الغني والمغني المانع الضار النافع النور الهادي البديع
Tunisian singer Ghalia Ben Ali performed influential Sufi songs on the newly built An-Nafura stage, or the fountain stage, and she was able to gain the audience's admiration with a style that combined folklore with modernity. She also performed the renowned Asma'ullah al-Husna song, or God's Holy Name songs.
لا إله إلا هو.
I've been a regular attendee at the Cairo Opera House, and I was lucky to see Tunisian singer Ghalia Ben Ali for the first time. My daughter had advised me to listen to that beautiful voice, and I was really impressed.
راحتي يا إخوتي في خلوتي، راحتي يا إخوتي في خلوتي، وحبيبي دائما، وحبيبي دائما في حضرتي راحتي.
Ghalia Ben Ali also performed a number of songs bearing Arab poetry. She delivered, according to critics, in an innovative style, something that drew the interaction of the cultured audience on hand. The poetic songs included, amongst others, ضاقت بما رحبت، عتاب يعقوب، ترياق، باسط الطرقات, and ما طلعت شمس.
وهاه في البرايا محنتي راحتي يا إخوتي في خلوتي، السرور وحياتي، السرور وحياتي دائما 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 تأتي فيك وأيضا نشوتي، تأتي فيك وأيضا نشوتي دائما 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 دائما. قد هاجرت الخلق جميعا أرتجي، قد هاجرت الخلق جميعا أرتجي منك أصلا فهو أقصى منياتي.
Frankly, I was very keen on attending all of the opera's concerts in Ramadan, especially the ones performed by Tunisian singer Ghalia Ben Ali. I loved her, and I think she was great. I was also impressed by the precautionary measures enforced by the Cairo Opera House to protect the audience from the COVID-19 pandemic threat, and I thank them for that.
حانت الأقدار عربدت فيها لياليها، ودار النور والهوى صاحي. هذه الأزهار كيف نسقيها وساقيها بها مخمور، كيف صاحي. حانت الأقدار.
Tunisia's Ghalia Ben Ali also sang a number of iconic songs at the Cairo Opera House, including ones for Muhammad al-Mugi, Riyad al-Sumbati, and parts of Rubaiyat al-Khayyam or Omar al-Khayyam's quatrains.
سألت عن الحب أهل الهوى سقاط الدموع عدوان الحب أهل الهوى شطاط الدموع ندام الجوى فقالوا حنانك من شجوي ومن جده بك أو لهوي فقالوا حنانك من شجوي ومن جده بك أو لهوي ومن كدر الليل أو صفوه سل الطيرة إن شئت عن شدوه.
In our memory segment of Nile Magazine, dear viewers, we will feature some of the unforgettable Eid songs that have long lived in the memory of Egyptians and Arabs. Of course, most famous of all is Kulthum's Ya Lilt al-Eid Anestina. And that song, which was written by Ahmad Rami and composed by Riyad al-Sumbati, can be heard all across Egypt as Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha for that matter approaches. Ya Lilt al-Eid Anestina was sang on the 29th of Ramadan of the Hijri year 1363 or the 17th of September 1944 by Kulthum in a concert for Al-Ahli Sporting Club attended by then King, the late Farouk, who awarded Kulthum with the state's highest honor on the occasion back then. On the first day of Eid, most Egyptians play the renowned Ahlan Ahlan Bil Eid song, Safa Abu Saoud's masterpiece, a real joyous song, especially for children, as it portrays the joy of Eid, the new clothes, the beautiful colors, and playing in parks, gardens, and clubs. The song was presented in the 80s. It was written by Abdul Wahab Muhammad and composed by Dr. Gamal Salama.
بيخليها سعدنا بيها بيخليها ذكرى جميلة لبعد العيد العيد فرحة وأجمل فرحة العيد فرحة وأجمل فرحة تجمع شمل قريب وبعيد سعدنا بيها بيخليها سعدنا بيها بيخليها ذكرى جميلة لبعد العيد غنوا معايا غنوا قولوا ورايا قولوا غنوا معايا غنوا قولوا ورايا قولوا كتر يا رب في أعيادنا وافرح فيها
The legendary Yasmina al also gave us her Liladi Eid masterpiece in the 80s, a song that still lives with us vibrantly. It is also the work of Abdul Wahab Muhammad, while it was composed by Ibrahim Rafat. Then last but not least comes Ghada Ragab's El Eid al-Sanadi, and it is a song well remembered, especially by her generation, the 80s generation, as Ghada was a child when she performed that song that mainly highlighted children's extreme joy with Eid, with its accompanying playful and colorful festivities.
صلينا العيد ولبسنا جديد صلينا العيد ولبسنا جديد وعديتنا حناخدها دي جمعنا العيد ولا حد وحيد جمعنا العيد ولا حد وحيد أولاد وبنات الكل سعيد باركولنا بالعيد وغنوا لنا في قلوبنا وحوالينا النور والأفراح داير ما يدور في قلوبنا وحوالينا النور والأفراح داير ما يدور وادي العيد بيغني لنا العيد السنة دي ده العيد السنة دي أحلى كل الأعياد العيد السنة دي أحلى كل الأعياد والأفراح
Well, that is all for this edition of Nile Magazine. We do hope you've enjoyed it. Until we meet again, same time next week, have all the best and goodbye.